Sup, it's Hallie. Welcome back to Doki Doki Shattered Time. In the last episode, we've discovered the true nature of Tyrankos and learned a bunch of stuff. And there were two endings between the one we got and the other ones we got. So I decided we'll start off with this call Amy option and see if it doesn't just lead to something terminal immediately. I don't think I know Amy's number, but luckily for me, there's an address book by the phone. Well, after thumbing through it, I find Amy's number listed and dial it. The phone rings for a while, and I'm almost about to hang up until I hear a familiar voice on the other end. I still don't know how I want to voice Amy.
Hello?
Amy, is that you?
Hallie, what are you doing? Do you have any idea how late it is right now? What's up? Why does the caller ID say this is Nod's house?
Look, I don't know how else to explain all this right now, but I'm from the future and I think Natsuki is going to die tonight. I made a bargain with Tyrankos.
Nod? Are you telling the truth?
I know this sounds crazy, but I swear to you that I am. You were the one who sent me back into the past with this whole thing about Tyrankos in the first place from my own timeline. I'm actually calling you from Natsuki's house. I was sent here, but I didn't know what else to do.
What should we do, Hallie? Do you have any idea as to how she's going to die?
I think her father is going to kill her, but I'm not so sure. There's a short silence from the other end before Amy speaks up again.
You said you bargained with Tyrankos, right?
Yes. What does that have to do with anything?
When you bargain with Tyrankos to save a life, someone has to take her place.
You mean...
A soul for a soul. For someone to live, another must die in their place. An exchange has to be made. So...
Amy, what are you saying? There were words there. Don't tell me.
If I die today, then Natsuki will be saved.
Amy, wait, don't...
I got it, Hallie. Thank you. Goodbye.
Amy, no, come back! Auto-ending text boxes. I didn't want... The line goes dead. And maybe Amy too. I can't believe it. So then, bargaining with Tyrankos means making an exchange. And this is something we learned in Ending 6 as well. So no matter the outcome, someone has to die on this day. I can't believe it. I already said that, like, a couple text boxes ago. I never spoke much to Amy, and I can't say we were friends, but I didn't want her to die. I don't even know where she lives, so I can't go to her house to stop her. Even if I did, chances are I would be too late to do much of anything. Damn it all! Amy, no! Well, June 5th, 2019. That night, it was Amy who died. It was an apparent suicide, but the teacher said the same thing as when Natsuki died. Or rather, when she would have died. Amy has passed away. Amy took her own life in order to save Natsuki. She called it an exchange. Whatever it was, I can't help but feel sick to the pit of my stomach.
Why did Amy take her own life like that? What was she thinking?
Amy took Natsuki's place. A soul for a soul. This is how Tyrankos operates. Fate said that someone was to die that day, but apparently it did not have to be Natsuki. In other words, even if Natsuki was to have died that day, it's acceptable for someone else to die in her place. That's all there was to it. Natsuki's here, alive and well, yet obviously questioning everything. It's like a trade-off, as they say in economics. The world can stay in balance without a risk of a surplus, and Natsuki gets to remain among the living, but at what cost?
Hallie?
I'm dragged back to reality from my thoughts when I see that Natsuki's standing right in front of me, or right in front of my desk. You mean Natsuki is standing right in front of my desk?
Do you happen to know anything about what happened to Amy? I just don't understand why Amy had to die.
I don't even know what to tell her at this point. I might as well have been the one who did her in, considering I'm the one who told her everything. It's like, I'm the one who killed Amy. It's my fault. I didn't want it to end this way, but it did, and now it's too late. The words I speak next come out of my mouth without even thinking. She died in your place, so you could live. Maybe it's because of the guilt crushing me. Maybe it's because I hate myself right now. Whatever the reason, I just told her. She is understandably taken aback when I say this.
What are you saying? I don't get it. You're telling me I was supposed to die? That means Amy died instead of me? Is this some kind of sick, twisted joke?
I can't bring myself to say anything to her. I honestly wish this was some kind of joke. I wish I could just wake up right now and have all of this be some dream, but it's not. This is reality. Natsuki begins to laugh to herself in a crazed manner, sending chills down my spine.
So this is a reality where I don't die and Amy dies instead, just to make all the numbers match up? Is that it? Well, that's not the kind of reality I want! You hear me?
She practically slams her fists on my desk, jolting me back. Her eyes burn with a fire of aggression.
Why the hell did it turn out this way? Damn it all!
Natsuki's expression softens as she sits down on the desk in front of me. She covers her eyes and she tries to weep quietly to herself. I cannot control my actions as I find myself placing a hand on her back, gently rubbing her back as a means to console her. Natsuki was saved by exchanging Amy's life for hers, as if souls are a means of currency. Bad End 4. Amy's Perfect World. So even if Amy dies, it's still a bad end. Huh?
Did you really think I'd let it end this way? I'm not just going to sit here and accept that my best friend died because of me. For what? All because I was supposed to be the one to die instead? I'm not accepting that crap, you hear me? Hallie, you're the one who did this. You convinced her to go along with this. Her blood is on your hands.
Natsuki,
If this is all just some kind of nerve-ending or never-ending loop, then this is all just going to repeat itself anyway. That means there's a lot of you running around in this reality, which means it's okay if one of you dies.
Before I can protest, Natsuki takes my head in her hands and twists my neck in a manner most unpleasant. Oh my. So we die in this timeline. Once again, Bad End 4. Unacceptable. How curious. So, there was something interesting that we picked up in Ending 6 that had me really wondering. Basically, what we learned is that Tarankos' deal, his curse, does not end until the person that made the deal with him dies. And Natsuki has died in a couple of these paths already, and now we've had a path where we died. And I'm wondering if, in some weird cosmic way, this isn't invalidating our own contracts with Tarankos, because... Oh. I guess they didn't account for entering the load game screen from here. But, like, we've died, and that's how the contract is invalidated. But, like, there are still more paths that we haven't explored, so I guess we'll just see what happens when we run out of options. Oh, wait, that was the one I already did. Duh. I was thinking I was on the Call Amy option. No, we never picked yes here, and this is the last option we haven't explored yet. But I'm curious to see how this will develop, or if, like, something will change on another path that we already tried, because we've been dying. I make my way back to Natsuki's room, gently opening the door once again as I do so. Natsuki is still sleeping peacefully in her bed, unaware of what awaits her tonight. As if drawn to her by a magnetic pull, I make my way over to her. I fall to my knees as I am at the side of her bed. As I do so, her eyes flutter open and she looks over at me, a confused yet sympathetic look on her face. This almost feels like something out of a storybook fairy tale.
Hallie, you came by to save me again, didn't you? I'm glad. Thank you so much for caring about me. Hallie, no.
Oh my. This young girl's heart, so beautiful and fragile, stabbed with a knife. I did it. It was me. There's no point in trying to challenge fate. If she is destined to die no matter what happens, then the very least I can do was to ease her suffering at my own hand. Natsuki looks at me with tears flowing down from her eyes. A part of me feels as though I know what she was going to say to me. I lean in and gently kiss her. The sad thing is, I think I might have left her back. And yet, I've taken this poor girl's life, destined to die as determined by cruel fate.
This is good. Thank you. Hallie, this is the way. I love you.
Slam! Something connects with my head, sending me down to the floor. I try to turn around, expecting to find Natsuki's enraged father most likely ready to kill me for murdering his daughter. It's probably Amy with a bat. I'm shocked to find someone else entirely.
Really, Hallie? Did you forget why you were here in the first place? Why did you do it, Hallie? Natsuki is mine. You can't go doing things like this without my permission. Anyone who decides to hurt her gets a stern talking to from Mr. Bat.
I look at the metal bat she holds in her hand, which has quite a large dent in it.
Nat has to live. There's no way around it. I refuse to accept a future where she doesn't get to live. Do you understand me? I don't care if you, her father, or even I end up having to die in the process. For her to live, a proper exchange has to take place. A soul for a soul. One life must be extinguished for another to go on. Not go on and get it right next time. I won't let things end this way. This is completely unforgivable. I challenge fate, Hallie, and to make sure we understand each other, I'll make sure I kill you with a little bargaining.
My eyes widen as I see her take out the familiar bracelets I used to start this whole process. Amy, wait!
Tarankos, I've come to bargain. Tarankos, I've come to bargain. Tarankos, I've come to bargain.
Before she can finish her chanting, my face is introduced to Mr. Bat one last time. Lay bonk. Pt.END 5. Discharged from duty. So that was all the forks. But there is still more, of course. This probably didn't unlock until we'd gotten at least all of the rest of these first. So I suppose we should take it from the top at this point. But whatever will we do? It seems that Amy and Tarankos are not exactly one and the same either.
Hey, do you think I'd be better off dead?
Apparently we don't. Well, let's see. It'll stop us when we get to something that's actually new, right? So let's just skippity-doo-dah. We'll get to the bottom of this, one way or another. There's only so many game mechanics that can prevent us from finding our way. Okay. But the question is, what's going to be different this time? Yeah, go ahead, override it. Well, I guess we'll take it from the top. We'll try to leave again. See where this goes. If it goes anywhere different. No, that didn't go anywhere different. Okay. Reading the diary. Okay, so here. I need to get to there we go. Okay. Overwrite, save. We've done all three of these before, I do believe. Because this was the one where our house burned down. This was the one where she jumped off the roof. And this one led to more options. But, like I said, we kind of just... we gotta find out what's different. Doesn't sound like this was different. Nope. Nothing new there. Okay. What about here? No, that one's the same too. Don't kill him. Keep skipping. Call Amy. Okay, so here's our third choice. Still gonna snap our neck? Yeah. Well, I guess we could just... yeah, here's the final choice. There's probably no point in repeating this bit again, but I'll do it anyway. It did seem like ending 6 was the one that went furthest in regardless, so it was the most likely one to be different, but I don't know how different it'll be. Ah, now we have the choice to leave the knife. Did we have that choice last time? I don't remember. Leave the knife, yes or no? Well, if we bring it, then we might be able to attack Tarankos with it. But if we don't bring it, well... Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, we're gonna pick both of these eventually anyway, so we'll just do this one first. There's nothing else I can do here. Oop. With the knife still in my hand, I leave the house, making sure to close the door behind me as quietly as possible. I've left the house. I committed the crime of breaking and entering. I've technically stolen the knife as well. It was then that I finally realized it. Fate says Natsuki should die today, but it's fine if someone else dies in her place. This has to be done so the world can stay in balance, but with Natsuki's life being spared. It's just a simple exchange. A soul for a soul. If an irregularity to this world like me were to disappear, then this nightmare will end and Natsuki will be saved. Natsuki won't die. Her father and Amy wouldn't have to die either. I also wouldn't risk anyone else dear to me having to be taken as a sacrifice. I'll just fade away without Amy or Natsuki ever knowing. It's not like Natsuki really knew or cared about me much after all, right? The more I think about it, though, the more I start to realize something. I don't know how many times I've been at this. I don't know if this is the first time I've gone through the repeating loop or the 100th time. But the fact I've been so determined to save this young woman's life shows that maybe she does mean something to me after all. Reading her diary, it seems that she did think about me somewhat, noticing my gloomy attitude. To be honest, I haven't felt the same since my parents got divorced, but no one really ever noticed. She was the first, or at least, the only other person I know who's at least thought about it. I can't help but wonder if maybe that's why she continued to sit behind me in class. She could have always sat somewhere else, but no. She would always sit behind me. I actually care about Natsuki. Maybe even love her. That's why I'm willing to do what I can, just to make sure she lives to see another day. Are we on the route to, like, the true ending here? Because I feel like we really are. Oh, well, let's just see it through. If what it takes for her to have a bright future ahead of her is for me to die, then so be it. Like I said, it's not as though she will miss me or even care if I'm gone. That doesn't matter, though. After all of this time, I've finally realized why I put myself through this in the first place. I love Natsuki Sairenji. I'd shout it from the rooftop if I wanted to, ignoring the fact I'm not supposed to be here and the fact I'm still 5 feet away from her house. I looked right at the knife I was clutching in my hand. You and I, we're the same, Natsuki. Today will end for me and tomorrow will come for you. You're free from this endless nightmare. You're free from the grasp of Tarankos and his chains. Nothing is ever going to restrain you or tie down your life anymore. Natsuki, you should live. You must live. These were the last thoughts I had as I plunged the knife through my neck, thus ending this nightmare and ending my life. True End 7. Just a classmate. But don't we know, from ending 6, Hallie has passed away. The truth of the incident vanished into darkness.
The teacher wouldn't tell me anything else. I don't really care. I could care less that the guy who sat in front of me died. He was just some random classmate I hardly ever spoke to. Even though he's gone now, it's not like we were very close. I don't feel anything whatsoever. Honestly, I'm not even sad about this. He was just some random guy who coincidentally sat in front of me in class every day. I don't even know why. Everything would be the same even without him being here. The same old, regular, quiet life I've been so used to. None of that is going to change. He's gone, but life goes on. My life will go on. Why, good morning, Nat. You're looking lovely today. And yet, you're looking kind of down in the dumps. Penny for your thoughts?
Yeah, you see, we knew from ending 6 that Natsuki was also in a loop to save us. So it's like all of this stuff has really already happened before, even when we get the true ending. But we can still do something with the knife, too. Hi, Amy. But hold on. What happens if we don't leave the knife? Yes, leave the knife. There's no point in carrying this around anymore. Or did we actually already see this before? Okay, yeah, this is how we got ending 6 in the first place, and I'm just incredibly stupid. Or at least I'm... Are we sure about that? Like... I feel dumb. I feel like if that was a choice that we got last time, I would have saved on it. But, you know, it's whatever. We seem to have found our way through the whole cycle, and I guess that's it for Doki Doki Shattered Time. Just an endless loop of Natsuki saving MC and MC saving Natsuki. But that's going to do it for this series, I suppose. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And we'll catch you next time with more Doki Doki. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.